different song is good, man. What's up? We're live. Yes, but we don't have the like I'm saying for the so I can read my pregame script and everything. I'll start at 50 because then when I get through this, it'll probably be around when they're doing the national anthem, and then I can go through starters and all that. Have enough time. No, it's gonna take me 5 minutes. 5 minutes, bro.
Fans, welcome to Tucci Stadium on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan University for today's College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin Winners Lacrosse Game between the Carthage College Firebirds and the Illinois Wesleyan University Titans. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by its student athletes protecting against profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at student athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Thank you for your assistance in providing a positive atmosphere.
And fans, welcome to Tucci Stadium on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan University for today's College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin women's lacrosse game between Carthage College Firebirds and the Illinois Wesleyan University Titans. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by its student athletes, coaches, and fans. Profanity, derogatory comments, and other intimidating actions directed at students, officials, team representatives, and other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal here at the game. Thank you for your assistance in providing a positive atmosphere if you are here at the game. Illinois Wesleyan is dedicating today's game to the life and legacy of Morgan Rogers, a former Duke University lacrosse student-athlete who died tragically on July 2019 after battling mental health challenges. Although Morgan's life was cut way too short, her legacy and unconditional love remains. Morgan's message was created by her family and former teammates with the message to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental health, normalize the conversations about mental health, and to ensure that mental health is treated equally to physical health for all student athletes. For more information on Morgan's life, legacy, and how you can help those with mental health challenges, please visit morgansmessage.org. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats if you are here, as they will have a moment of silence to remember Morgan Rogers. But first, here in Tucci Stadium, I am your commentator today, Dylan Skeen, as we get set for this game between the Carthage College Firebirds and the Illinois Wesleyan University Titans. So these two teams get ready to go underway. A story of two different seasons so far, comparatively for the Wesleyan. They are 7-7. They won their last game, but a dead even .500 percentage right now. They are 2-1 in their conference so far, but again, that 7-7 overall record coming back to bite them a little bit. They have again won their last game. That was against North Central, and before that, just a week ago, lost at Carroll. Meanwhile, the Carthage College Firebirds, again, two different seasons here, as they have had a much different season, 9-3 record overall. However, their conference record only 1-1 so far. However, they both lost to the same team, as Carroll also defeated the Carthage Firebirds 5-3 in their game, and Carthage beat Augustana just as the Titans did, so I think this game should be a pretty close one. We'll see who can come out on top. Looking at the top producers for both teams, we can look at the Carthage Firebirds first. They have some high-end individual scorers. Now, they may not have the depth that someone like Wesleyan does, but you look at their top scorers, and it's going to be hard to beat. Their top one, August Claridge, has 48 goals on the season, only started 9 games out of the 11 she has played, but 48 goals so far with 7 assists to bring her season total up to 55 points already. That is an impressive number just 11 games into their season. Meanwhile, she's not the only one. They also have Piper Lefevre, who also started 11 games, who has an astonishing 34 goals as well. So between their top two players, 82 goals split between two players on the top of their lineup. Now, their depth isn't too bad as well, with Shannon Heitschmidt with 19 goals and Kylie Higgins with 14. But again, the steep drop-off as those two, as Claridge and Lefebvre, have been dominating for the Carthage Firebirds. Meanwhile, on the opposite side, for the Titans, they have had a fantastic depth so far this year. Again, Avery Setzler with 20 goals so far. Fiandaka leading the Titans so far with 28. And other people helping out, Sadie Newton, 22 goals on the year. Maddie Gibson with 19, and Carly Fountain with 17. Again, this Titan team prides themselves on their depth, so they will have a much less high-end score, as again, the Carthage Firebirds top two have combined for 82. That stat's still ridiculous, but those top two are going to have to go against a team with a lot necessarily more depth than they have. Not that the Firebirds don't have the depth, but the Titans seem to have a stronger depth pool, while Carthage absolutely has the higher end top forwards and attackers. We'll see who can come out on top. And once this one gets underway, we'll get to both of their starters as they get listed off here. As you can see, we'll start with Carthage. Their starters will start in numerical order, starting with number 2, Shannon Heitschmidt. Again, talked about her as one of their depth scorers. Number 4, Rosie Nolan as a midfielder. Again, Shannon Heitschmidt is an attacker. Number 5, Hannah Kim, a defender for Carthage. Number 9, Sydney Kuyava, a defender. Number 14, Kaylee Wagner, a defenseman. Number 15, Emma McDonald, the attacker. Number 18, Isabella Kuyava, a defenseman again, sister of Sydney. Number 19, Piper Lefevre, an attacker as well, one of those high-end producers for Carthage. Number 20, Bailey Coastal, a midfielder. Number 21, Erica Maya, a defender. Number 28, Carly Young, a defender. And number 44, the goalkeeper for the Carthage Firebirds, Xochitl Del Valle Vera. That's a new one. I might have to get the exact pronunciations there. There we are. Excuse me, Piper Lefevre there for their top end guy, and their goalkeeper Del Velavera. Sochi De Velavera. So that will be the starters for your Carthage Firebirds. Moving on to the Wesleyan Titans, we start out with number 1, Bree Style, a defenseman for the Titans. Then number 3, Maddie Gibson, an attacker. Number 9, Anise DiGiovanni, number 9, again for Wesleyan Titans. Number 12, Sophie Shore, a defender/midfielder. Number 13, Carly Fountain. Midfielder. Number 14, Sarah Reapy, a defender/midfielder. Then number 16, Priscilla Tucker. That's a defender. Oh, excuse me, I skipped number 15, Sadie Newton. Can't forget about the midfielder there for the Titans. Number 17, the leading scorer, Mia Fiandaka, is number 17. Maya Fiandaka. And then number 18 is Avery Setzler. Number 21, Rumersek, will be the goalkeeper for your Titans. And number 24, Mallory Mills, a defender for the Titans. Now that we have both lineups ready and set to go, the national anthem is set to get underway. We'll be right back with the start of Illinois Wesleyan Lacrosse. And as the national anthem concludes here at Tucci Stadium, we are ready in just a few short minutes to get underway against this game against the Carthage College Firebirds and the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. We are just a few minutes out here, as I said, and I'm excited for this game personally. Again, it's going to be the decider between top-end talent and high-end depth. We're going to see which comes in play more here at Tucci Stadium. Again, both teams coming off a win and a loss against the same opponent. Both beat Augustana and both lost to Carroll. So two very similar level teams here at Tucci Stadium. Again, depth versus high-end talent. Are we going to be able to see the top end for Carthage take the top off here? Can Lefevre and the other top end talent of the Firebirds overwhelm the Titans, or will the depth of the Titans be too much for the Firebirds to handle? We'll see. Both defenses also not necessarily as strong as others in their conference, so we'll see. This should be a pretty high-powered offensive game. I think the attackers are going to get a good amount of chances here, so the midfielders and defenders are going to have to be on their toes, make sure to guard their opponents. Don't let them get near your crease, and we'll see if they can keep this game a low-scoring affair, or if it's going to be the barn burner that I'm personally expecting. We'll see. The opening face-off just about to get underway at center field here, so we are underway. That face-off one picked up by the Titans, but slashed away, and that will be called a slash, so given to the Titans. And they take it on the far side near the 10-yard line, working it around the back, and they're just going to start there. That's Gibson, who sends it over to Fountain. Fountain sends it over near the top. It's Fiandaca with it, makes a move, tries to cut through two, but a good defense by the Firebirds, and cradling that away from the forecheck is a good move by the Carthage Firebirds, and now they're bringing it back out. It's Kuyava, who sent it up, and now Kim with it, sends it over to the top side to McDonald. McDonald on the near side, working around the crease, sends it back, and they'll set up in the offensive zone here. Firebirds taking their time getting into position. It's Lefevre with it now. And still working it near the top of the point. It's Castle. It's Bailey Castle. And still working it around the outside now is Kim. Cuts to the center, and that appears to be a penalty shot call. So Kim is going to get an opportunity to put her team up 1-0. Just a minute and a half into this game. Starts, moves, scores! Hannah Kim with the penalty shot opportunity, makes no mistake. Goes under the catcher right below. And that one in for the first goal here today. Sets the Firebirds up 1-0. And that one quick, just a minute and 30 in. There. And we'll see if they can, again, this thought might be a barn burner. This might be a heavily scored game. And no doubts about that so far, as a quick goal to get us started at Tucci Stadium. The face-off. Not won cleanly by either side, but it's taken up by Heitschmidt as she works down the far side. Attacks into the zone and sends it behind the crease. And as the Firebirds group up, it's Taken on the near side now by Young, who sends it over to Castle. Castle works it around and just sends it behind the crease again. Trying to find an open lane was Heitschmidt and can't find anything, so just sends it back to Castle. And still trying to find an opening on that near side. Can't work his way around, but finally does. She tries the pass over to Heitschmidt and can't get it through. Good defense by the Titans. Sends it on the opposite side. Trying to work their way around Fiandaca. Finally finds a lane, shoots, and that one wide. Might have gone off a body in front, and Lefevre working on Fiandaca there. Trying to get around, can't get an open shot. That one passed to the slot, no one there. And it's regathered by Nolan. Worked back in, it's Fever again, sends it back. It's Kim with it now on the far side. Works it behind the crease once again. Heitschmidt makes a move around the defender, tries to find a lane, shoots, scores! It sneaks through on the top left side, and Heitschmidt has one of her own. It's 2-0 in favor of the Firebirds. And again, less than 4 minutes into this one, Firebirds took a 2-0 lead, and they've had all of the offensive zone pressure so far in this one. The Titans, with their depth, unable to get any major shots on net so far, as it's been pretty easy going for Delva Lavera. I'm going to have to get that one right. Again, she is perfect so far, hasn't had too much to deal with so far, but Sochi Delva Lavera has kept it a goose egg so far for the Firebirds. Don't know how much longer they'll keep that, but it will remain that way so far as Lefevre takes it down herself on the far side, centers it to Kim, and Kim sends it over to Castle. Castle on the near side sends it over. That one to Young and sent over now to McDonald. Sends it behind the net to Heitschmidt, who sends it onto the far side. That's Nolan, who just drops it off for Lefevre. Working around, drives to the center, tried a loft pass, but broken up by Fiandaca. And the top scorer for the Titans able to break up that opportunity and get it for an offensive zone possession for the Titans. A long pass, that one just out of the reach, gathered up and almost kept in bounds, but unable to. That was Sophie Shore on it, unable to cradle it. It just leaks out of bounds, and it's regathered as, Kuyeva takes it on the near side. It's broken up now, however, by the Titans. Who else but the one who lost it? Sophie Shore regathered it, and now the Titans work their way through midfield. Working her way through is Newton on the far side, passes it over to Fiandaca, and they have an odd man opportunity. Sends it over. A good chance right in the slot there. That was a nice pass by Fiandaca, but just out of the reach of Setzler. And they regroup. Another nice pass to the slot, but that one unable to be kept in the slot. It's dropped by Fiandaca, and the Firebirds regather. Delva Lavera still working it up. Delva Lavera still working it through center. Looking for an opening. Nothing wide yet. Still keeping it in centered is Delva Lavera. Delva Lavera still keep holding on to it. Finally drops it off and able to scoop it up. There was Kuyeva. And that's sent up to Heitschmidt. Centered, open in the slot, and a great save there by Ramirzek for the Titans, keeping her team in it. That one sent in. Oh, that managed to leak through. I thought that was saved initially, but no, it able to dribble in under Ramirzek, and it's going to be 3-0 in favor of the Firebirds. That one scored by number 19, Piper Lefevre. And a strong start here for the Firebirds, as just under 7 minutes in, they have a 3-0 lead. And their high-powered offense has been unable to be stifled so far early in this game. The defense not bad for the Titans necessarily, but quick passes and low shots have been the secret so far for the Firebirds. Again, they lead 3-0. And that face-off won once again by the Firebirds. Heitschmidt lost it for a second. An attack by the Titans, able to work and able to sneak through, was Ripe, who tries to pass it off to Gibson. Gibson's able to regroup and sends it forward. Now DiGiovanni with it, working on the far side. Sends it over to Setzler, who works it behind the crease, and they will gather up. Fountain lost it for a second, but regathered. Sends it up to the top. A nice pass. Fountain trying to get a shot away, but too many Firebirds defenders, knocks it out of the hands and can't cradle it. With the attack of multiple people, steps out of bounds for a second, nothing called. And that finally, a couple steps taken out of bounds. And it's going to be worked at from about the 50-yard line. And taking it now is Castle. Bailey Castle for the Firebirds. Been strong so far in this one. A good pass or playmaker so far here for the Firebirds. Now working it in. Tries to cut through multiple defenders and can't get through. Gibson gathered it, but now it's retaken by Lefevre and sent over to Castle on the near side. Not too much opposition, so Castle just tries to drive. Now sent behind the crease and regathering once again. Is then working forward, makes a move, and scores! Piper Lefevre once again has another one here at Tucci Stadium, and it's 4-0 with under 7 remaining in the first period. And it's been a dominant performance so far for Lefevre. And her offensive ability showing through in this one. I mean, again, this team, it was Lefevre and Claridge who were the major offensive pieces for this team. But Claridge not in for this game, unfortunately. So, and that face-off off the draw won by Fiandaca of the Titans. Quick drive in, drives to the slot, makes a move, and a nice save there. What a preventative opportunity there from Delva Lavera, keeping her team in it to start off. That was a nice solo drive by Fiandaca off the face-off, and a nice swipe right there by Newton, who drives it up the near side. And a slash there. I think that was on number 5. That's on Hannah Kim. A slash on Newton. And the Titans will start with possession in the offensive zone. Well, again, the biggest offensive contributor, August Claridge, not here for the Firebirds, but clearly no problem for the... Oh, and that centering feed just broken up as it's now taken out, regathered by Gibson of the Titans, and works it back into the offensive zone. It's Fountain facing some back pressure, but able to get away. That was Castle with back pressure. Send it to right of the slot. Fiandaca regathers for the Titans. Works around in a good block, but it's regathered. Newton with it now. Sends it over to Gibson, over to Fiandaca in the slot. And got ready for a shot, but a stoppage of play. And that's a prevent, so that's going to allow for a penalty shot here. Whistle is blown. Fiandaca works through, shoots, scores! Who else but Mia Fiandaca for the Titans here at Tucci Stadium. Again, it's been her show all year so far for the Titans, the top scorer, and she does it again. The Fiandaca show gets them on the board. It's 4-1 with just over 5 minutes remaining, and suddenly the Titans have some life here. And they were being dominated offensively, especially in the defensive zone by the Firebirds. Could not get opportunities, especially for their leading scorer, Lefevre, despite their top scorer, August Claridge, not here, but the secondary highest scorer, Piper Lefevre, with 34 goals on the year, and she has been dominant so far in this one. Fiandaca able to get one on the board for the Titans, showing some life. But we'll see if Lefevre can keep dominating or if the Titans can start that face-off won by Lefevre and taken by Heitschmidt. But a few whacks at it, and now Fiandaca has it for the Titans' long stretch pass up on the far side. It's taken, tries to be pushed out of bounds, but DiGiovanni still has it. Dumps it over for Gibson. Gibson not ready for the pass. And it's taken back by the Firebirds. Working on the near side, tries to work around the defense and can. Castle still works it up on the near side. Nice spin move to lose the defender. That was Ripe on defense for the Titans. And now the Firebirds once again set up in this zone. And again, number 2 and number 19, the biggest ones you're going to have to worry about if you are the Titans, as Heitschmidt has been the pass generator for this team, and she's done it again here today, setting up Lefevre on a couple opportunities. That one's sent across by Lefevre. It's Heitschmidt with it again now, working it around. Fakes the shot and sends it over to Castle. Castle working it around, tries to work around the defender and can't find it, so stops up and backs a little bit. Works around to Lefevre. Sends it up in the slot. Shot and a better save there. That's a great job by Ramirsek to prevent that opportunity, as they had a good offensive zone chance. Now losing it on the near side is, that is Sophie Shore, who then sends it up. A quick pass is lost by the Titans, but regathered, and falling down was a Firebirds defender. That was Kim, and now sent up into the center by, and a great shot by Fiandaca right in the slot and sent wide to the left. The Titans will regather as they had the closest man to it going out of bounds, the closest woman to it going out of bounds. And now Fountain works it behind the net. Driving, looks for something, and DiGiovanni didn't have something, just sends it back up and regathered by Setzler. Setzler over to Fiandaca. Over on the far side, and sends it back up to Setzler. Sent back up to Ripe. Now right near the slot, a bounce shot, and that almost found its way past, but unable to beat Delva Lavera, who has been almost perfect in this one today, despite one nice shot by Fiandaca. And that Fiandaca opportunity broken up by who else but Lefevre, and she's driving into the offensive zone, facing multiple back pressure by multiple Titans, facing back pressure by multiple Titans, and it's released as that pass up on the far side, sent to the slot, and that one just a little bit wide. Still fighting for it, and a nice, and that one lost again, still fighting for it, goes towards center and regathered by the Titans, and no, possession given to the Firebirds as they drive up the near side. Sent over to the front. It's Heitschmidt. It's going to be an odd man or an equal man opportunity right in the slot. Can't get a shot away, so they're driven to the outside. Nolan still trying to work her way in and loses it. Regathered by the Titans. And possession for that one will remain with the Firebirds as Nolan sends it up to Kim, who sends it back up to who else but Lefevre. Lefevre sends it to Castle. Castle works her way around in the slot. Shot, scores! Castle makes it a 4-goal difference once again. And that one, a nice just top left corner snipe. Picked her spot and had it. And that's 5-1 now for the Carthage College Firebirds. And the Titans cannot let them drive to the slot that easily if they're going to want to come back in this game. It's been hard to prevent some of those slot drives. And especially when you have someone like Lefevre on the field, you got to keep an eye out all the time. So when a attacker like Castle drives through, it's hard to match all of the different attackers that the Firebirds are going to have, but keeping up on defense is going to be huge for these Titans if they want to come back in this one. Just 50 seconds left in this first period. The face-off, center field. And it's taken one almost cleanly by the Firebirds. It's eventually taken up by Fiandaca, who continues to cradle and able to send it back. Now Newton with it on the near side. Over to Fountain. Works her way around the crease, sends it behind the net. Over on the far side, Gibson works her way around and sent over for Setzler to Fountain, who drives, shoots, and save there by Del Valavera. And again, Del Valavera has been near perfect in this one, only allowing one goal from Fiandaca so far. And with time almost expired, they're just going to drain the rest of the clock here. And as the first period ends, your score 5-1 in favor of the Firebirds. The second period will be underway in just a minute. We'll be right back with more Illinois Wesleyan women's lacrosse.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
And we are back getting ready for the second period here at Tucci Stadium. Both sides going to their nets, breaking off, and a strong start here from the Firebirds, and not the start you want if you're the Titans. They have had some offensive opportunities, but the defense of the Firebirds too much to handle so far. Only goal coming from Mia Fiendaka. Good slot drive by her, but that's the only one on the board for the Titans. Meanwhile, 5 on the board if you are the Firebirds, and it's been a hard one. Your two big producers, who else but Lefevre and Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt with 1 goal and an assist. Lefevre with 2 goals so far, coming on 3 shots. So a strong start. The other goals coming from Hannah Kim and and Bailey Castle for the Firebirds. So 5-1 as this second period is underway. Possession with the Titans as Shore sends it up. Ripe then sends it up to Gibson. Gibson over to Fountain. And Fountain works it behind, fakes the shot in front, and now sent into the slot, loses it, tries to regather it, and Castle doing it all on her own for the Firebirds, but able to regroup is Ripe for the Birds. DiGiovanni works it behind the net to Fountain. Fountain sends it to sends it to Gibson, now near the top. It's Setzler with it. A nice drive and a nice pass right in the slot. That was for Newton, but Newton couldn't get the shot away. It was regathered by the Firebirds, and after a penalty, they will regain possession. Fiendako defending hard there against Kuyeva, who sent it back up, and now driving is Nolan. Sends it off to the far side, and the Firebirds enter the offensive zone. Sent over, that's McDonald with it, working behind the crease. As the Firebirds get into position. Sent over to Heitschmidt. And she's working, tries to work around the defender, sent in the slot, a bounce shot, that one's saved. Tried to find the bounce shot there, but before it could hit the ground, who else but Ramirsek steals it and keeps possession for her Titans. That's sent up to the center, and Newton drives through the center. Works through, has a possible shot, fires, and that one, a nice block there, and the shot never found its way through. Now Maya with it, sends it behind for Kuyeva, and long stretch pass from the goalkeeper, Del Valivera. And still facing pressure, trying to drive it through the center, sent up, and it's going to be a good offensive opportunity. It's a 2-on-2, trying to find her partner there, but better defense as they get pushed off the ball. But that one, a little too hard of a hit, and a great sportsmanship there. Great show of class in the game there by Sophie Shore after the push down. Helps her right back up. And you love to see that level of sportsmanship here in this game. Chatting with her as they go back to positions. And now Lefevre working near the top. Good defense by Fiandaca, not letting Lefevre in. Can't get a shot away. Tries a pass to the slot. Can't find it, but able to regroup. Now Lefevre still works it around. Sends it behind and tries to drive to the center. Can't get it, and cradled by Ripe, who sends it up to Fiandaca. Now she sends it up the center to Setzler. Setzler near the near side. It's Fountain with it. Fountain getting worked on near the out-of-boundary line, but still able to keep it in. Fountain sends it back to Setzler. Setzler up for Ripe, who sends it over to Fiandaca. Fiandaca back to Ripe. Ripe over to Setzler. Now behind. That's Gibson, who sends it back. And Fountain works it back over to Ripe. Ripe to Fiandaca. Fiandaca near the top. Works her way around, looking for a lane. Has it. Works. Oh, and tried a shot, and it's knocked out of the hands. And that looks like it's going to be another penalty shot. That's how Fiandaca scored her first. We'll see if she can get a second in the exact same way as she did in the first. Whistle is blown. Fiandaca works her way in, shoots, scores! Two penalty shot goals for Fiandaca, and she brings this game within 3 once again. And again, we talked about it pregame. It was the big player here for the Titans. Fiandaca been the top player for them all year so far, and proving why again. Gets 2 penalty shots, scores on both of them, and brings her team back with it. And a couple good defensive plays in that last series too. Kept it in. Sophie Shore made some good moves, and Sarah Ripe really helping out in the defensive zone for the Titans, able to keep them in it. As now the face-off at center field to resume this game. Only 1 goal scored so far in this second period. And that face-off going to be given to the Firebirds. Given to the Titans. Bite my tongue. As the Titans work it around. Sent to the slot. Tried a quick shot there, but couldn't get it off. And a nice pass there. Can't keep it on the stick, and the Firebirds regroup. A pass through a couple Wesleyan defenders and able to regain is Carthage. Still working on it, and that's going to be called for the Firebirds. They regain possession. They work it on near the out-of-boundary line on the far side. Have 3 different Wesleyan defenders, and that one going to be called for the Firebirds once again. And a good change so far in the second here for the Titans. They've been able to keep a lot of offensive zone pressure off of their goalie. Give them a chance to get back into this one with just a 3-goal difference. After allowing 5 in the first, they've allowed none so far here in the second. But that could change pretty easily here as the Firebirds have an offensive zone possession. It's McDonald working it behind, and now Heitschmidt has it. Heitschmidt working it around, looks for an opportunity, and will just send it up to Castle. Castle working it near the top, tries to work her way around. And that appears to be a penalty shot as well. Ripe will be called, and the penalty shot given. That's Heitschmidt on it. Heitschmidt works it in. Shire scores! Excuse me, but Bailey Castle that was on the penalty shot. She shoots, she scores. It's a 4-goal game once again for the Firebirds. And again, Heitschmidt set up that play, send it over to Castle near the top. She tried to work her way around Ripe, and Ripe gets called the penalty shot opportunity, and that one too good for Castle as she fires it low and gets her team on the board once again, restoring the 4-goal lead for the Firebirds. As with 9 minutes left in this one, it's back. That free position shot for Castle. And that one won by Hannah Kim of the Firebirds, and that speeds around the Wesleyan defender, sends it over, and that pass a little dangerous, but able to work it free was Nolan. Nolan tries to bounce it to an opponent, and a Wesleyan player goes down. Again, good sportsmanship here between the two teams, despite a 4-goal difference, and just sends it over to her goalie. Now Shore works it up the near side, looking for a pass, and will just work her way around, sent over, and a quick passing by the Titans tries to work it out, and a referee in the way. And possession seems to have stepped out of bounds. And no. Possession to the Titans. Starts on the near side. Play is resumed and sent over to Fountain near behind the net. Now fully behind the net is DiGiovanni. DiGiovanni works her way around, tries to cut to the middle, can't find something, so it's back. Sent on the near side, driving, but loses it was Ripe. That one somehow made its way near the net. Fountain was there, but it's no use as Del Valavera able to swallow it up and get her team the possession once again. Firebirds work it out of their zone. Working it through center near the 35-yard line. Passes it up, able to collect it is Maya. Stretch pass there and able to regroup. McDonald still fighting for it, and the Titans able to gain possession, lose it once again, and the Firebirds with Heitschmidt regather in the offensive zone. Tries a spin move, can't work off the defender. Good defense there by Mallory Mills for the Titans. But McDonald now for the Firebirds. Working it on the near side. Sent up, and Castle regroups. Castle working her way near the top. Works her way through, passes it over, works her way in the slot, and a better save there by Ramirsek. Keeps this a 4-goal affair. Some hard pressure on the forecheck by Heitschmidt, and it's no use as it's passed up. Sent over now for Ripe, who drives through center. Midfield. Works her way into the offensive zone with a pass to DiGiovanni. Oh, tried to find Fiandaca alone in the slot, and a better interception there. And a big play from Lefevre, able to intercept that pass. That might have been a free goal if taken by Fiandaca. And that one slashed off the stick. Able to rebound it was Ripe, gather it herself, but pushed over. And Wesleyan will take possession. Ripe over to DiGiovanni. Sent back up and over to Fiandaca. Fiandaca over to Gibson. Tries to find a passing lane. Can't find it. It's Fountain behind the net now, who works it over. Right in the slot. Fires and a save. What a great save by Del Valavera. Fiandaca was alone in the slot. Seemed like a sure goal and a better save. That one dribbles loose and regathered. Almost went to midfield, but regathered by Ripe. Sent behind for Fountain. There was DiGiovanni driving in the slot, but now sent to Gibson. A couple defenders on her Works her way to the top. It's Ripe. Over to Fiandaca. Tries to work against a couple defenders, but too many opponents. Now a nice shot. That one leaks just wide. Good save there by Del Valle. Now it's Setzler. DiGiovanni to the slot. There's two Titans there, but no one can gather it. A slash on the head of the stick there, but that will be called, and possession goes to the Firebirds. Now working on the far side. Kim trying to outspeed Setzler and gets past midfield, so they will have to break off as now it's, Heitschmidt behind the net, sent over for Nolan, and now Lefevre has it near the 20-yard line of the offensive zone. Working her way around, sends to the slot, quick shot, scores! Goal from Rosie Nolan makes it a 5-goal difference. And a big offensive showing there. Great pass from Lefevre. Sends it right into the slot, Lefevre over to Kim, who sends it to the slot, and a better shot by Nolan puts their team up by 5, and the Firebirds have a 5-goal lead. With 4 minutes left in the second period, starting to get a little out of hand if you're the Titans. Going to need some pushback if you want to stay in this game. The face-off at center. That one won by the Firebirds, but not cleanly, as they can finally gather it up and set up in the offensive zone. Over to Kim. Still just working it on the outside. Young sent it over, and McDonald sends it back to Young. Young over to Castle. Still trying to find a good opening here in the offensive zone. Biding their time. 50 seconds left on the shot clock. Send over to Young. Young spins, can't find an open lane, and works her way back. Now sent to Kim. Kim on the top of the circle. Works her way around. Newton fires. And that one's saved by Ramirsek. Long stretch pass now taken. That is taken by Tucker, who works her way on the near side for the Titans. Escapes the back pressure from midfield and just works her way around. Sent over, and now with offensive zone possession are the Titans. Fiandaca with it now. Looks for a lane in the center. Long range shot and a better save. Del Valle ain't going to let that one through. Only allowed 2 so far, both of them being free position shots. So any long range opportunities don't seem to be doing the trick here against Del Valle. If you want to get one past, you're going to need a nice slot shot, and even then, that might get saved, as we've seen a couple good opportunities by the Titans saved by Del Valle. Works her way around the ref, and it's sent up. Long stretch pass intercepted by Gibson, and she is going to have an opportunity. Shoots, scores! What a play by Maddie Gibson. A solo effort to get her team back on the board, and it's a 4-goal game with under 2 minutes left. And that's the kind of momentum shift you're wanting if you are the Wesleyan Titans. You've been down most of this period after a strong start, letting in 3 goals from the Firebirds have given them momentum. But with that quick goal, tried a stretch pass was Del Valle, and that one just a little too low, intercepted by Maddie Gibson, and she takes it in all alone, and a good shot sneaks by, and it's 3-7. Now, again, you're going to need more of those kinds of plays if you're the Titans to get back into this one, but definitely a momentum shifter as a big solo effort by Gibson gets the Titans back within them. Within just 4, but a clean win by Lefevre on the faceoff, and she takes it in. Again, under 2 minutes remaining in this period. And most of it they're going to have to work in the offensive zone if you're the Firebirds. About 70 seconds on the shot clock. Now Heitschmidt sends it up. That was a great opportunity and just works her way past Castle. Now Heitschmidt regathers behind the crease. It's McDonald with it. McDonald back up to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt sends it in. Castle shoots the bounce shot, and that one's sent wide, regathered, and McDonald will regroup for the Firebirds. McDonald still looking for a good lane, a good opportunity here. Can't find it, so sends it back to Heitschmidt behind the crease. Heitschmidt sends it over. Lefevre fakes the shot, and that's going to be an interference call and a free position shot. And if you're the Titans, this is the last thing you wanted, a free position shot for the top shooter for this team. Lefevre works her way in, shoots, and scores. What do you expect from a free position shot from Lefevre? 2 goals on the day already, and that's the hat trick. 3 so far in this one. And now with 3 goals and an assist, 4 points on the day for Lefevre. And working their way back. Not much you can do there if you're Ramirsek. Again, your defense was doing pretty solid, but Fiandaca called for that interference. At least I would assume that was Fiandaca being called for that free position shot on Piper Lefevre. And she makes no mistake. You just can't give an offensive player like that a free position shot. And all that momentum by the Gibson goal swiftly taken away by the Firebirds as they regain their 5-goal lead. And once again, Piper Lefevre able to win the faceoff, taken to Heitschmidt as she works her way around. Trying to fight off the defense from the Titans. Can't do it, and they work their way around the net. McDonald works her way around and sends it up back to Lefevre. Lefevre sends it a little bit further and can't get a good shot away. Now taking it, working around the defense. A shot and a score! Lefevre again. 2 shots in just about a minute apart. And actually, no, that's under a minute apart. Just about 35 seconds between them. And after scoring on a free position shot, Lefevre gets another one on a regular shot, and she has 4 goals, 5 points on the day, and we're not even halfway through. And again, we talked about it pregame. Piper Lefevre, one of the top producers for this team. The other top producer, unfortunately, could not make it to this one in Augie Claridge, but doesn't seem that the Firebirds need it, as Lefevre has been able to offensively take over this game for Carthage. The final face-off of the period taken by Fiandaca. Drives in herself, sent to the slot, and that pass just slightly wide. Could have been a great shot opportunity, but unfortunately the pass just a little bit off. And that opportunity sent from wide and saved by Del Oliveira, and that's going to do it for the second period. We go into halftime. 9-3 is your score in favor of the Firebirds over the Wesleyan Titans. We'll be back in the second half for more Illinois Wesleyan women's lacrosse.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
What is proven science? At Just Thrive, it's about best-in-class clinical research. It's about supplements that empower users to control their health. These are the elements that make up the foundation of Just Thrive. Our proven, clinically backed, proprietary probiotic removes the guesswork from supplement selection because we've done the work for you to ensure that you're getting the best product possible, empowering you to take back control of your health from a leader in the digestive, immune, and emotional health spaces.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
And welcome back with just 30 seconds remaining until we get the second half underway. I'm Dylan Skeen, your broadcaster for the evening, and we are ready to get back here for the third period of Illinois Wesleyan women's lacrosse. Your first half was dominated by the Firebirds. In particular, it was the Piper Lefevre show, has 4 goals and an assist. 2 other big starters here so far for the Firebirds. Bailey Castle has been huge. 2 goals so far for her. And then Shannon Heitschmidt also been a big producer with a goal and an assist so far. Meanwhile, for Illinois Wesleyan, not much going. Only 3 goals so far. No assists on any of those goals, and those 3 goals scored. 1 off an interception that seemed to turn momentum before another Carthage goal put that out of the way after a good goal by Maddie Gibson. The other 2 goals, both free position shots by Fiandaca, and the face-off underway. Who else but Fiandaca goes towards it, but it's regathered by Maya of the Firebirds loses it, and it's taken by Fountain of the Titans now. Works her way out and sends it to Newton. Newton sends it over for Ripe, who sends it on the opposite side, and now taken by DiGiovanni behind the net, sent over to Setzler, who sends it over to Fountain. Fountain for Fiandaca just can't get the pass away. She regathers, and they set up once again. Newton at the top with it now. Looks for an opening, had it, finds it, and scores! What a find by Avery Setzler. Puts her team up to a 4th goal, and it's a 5-goal difference once again. And what an opportunity there. Able to finish it was Setzler, and I'm not sure how that even was able to get through. The pass seemed to be intended for who I think was Ripe there. Bounces off of a stick and just lands right in the sweet spot for Setzler. Able to grab it out of the air. Quick shot, quick goal, and it's 4-9. And just like that, Delva Oliveira suddenly doesn't look as unbeatable as she did in the first half. However, lots of lacrosse left to be played. We'll see who can make the bigger push in the second half here. The face-off at center. Taken and won by Fiandaca. Right off of the ball there. Fountain takes it. Can't get a good shot away, so she just sends it to DiGiovanni in the slot. Fiandaca's right there and scores for her first non-free position goal. And it's just like that. 2 quick goals for the Titans make it 9-5, a 4-goal difference now. And that one coming just 11 seconds after the first goal. It was a quick win off the draw by Wesleyan. Quick goal. Again, yes, just 15 seconds, 15 seconds after the last goal, able to take it was Fiandaca, and after a quick passing play, sends it back to Fiandaca, shoots, she scores, she has the hat trick as well, and suddenly this game is a lot closer after just over a minute into the third period. And again, this is going to be the battle between 2 hard contested fighters here. It's going to be Fiandaca versus Lefevre. Who can will their team to the win here? Obviously, full team participation here has been huge for both teams. Defense on each side. But from the offensive point of view, those 2 players coming up huge so far for each team. Let's see who can finish it with a 4-goal difference right now. Still working with it is Kim in the offensive zone for Carthage. The Firebird tries to work around the Titan defense, but loses it and regathers. Kim right next to the slot and unable to grab the pass was Young, and it trickles out of bounds. The closest there was Style, and Style able to regroup, sends it up, and now Fiandaca working it through midfield. Sends it over. Should be DiGiovanni. Yep, DiGiovanni works it back. It's Gibson with it. Gibson sends it back to Ripe and works it back to Fiandaca. Now sent over to Setzler. It's Fiandaca, unable to corral it. Was Fiandaca. And will that be a free position play for Fiandaca? It looks like it will be. It was knocked out of the hand. She's 2 for 2 so far on free position shots. Let's see if it can keep the perfect streak alive. Shoots, and that one saved. Good outstretched stick by the defense for Carthage. Made it so she had to cut back. Tries to shoot from a while away, but Del Valavera has been sharp on long-range shots so far today. However, that pass just a little wide. Fountain able to regroup, and they're going to have an opportunity. That one slashed out of the hands, but Fiandaca able to regroup it for the Titans. Newton has it, and a stoppage of play. And play will be resumed with Newton starting with it. Confused on what exactly the call is here. Working with the table. And the scorer's table having a conversation with the referee. Still talking it over. 11:45 left in the third, and that might be what they're talking about, as it's now changed to 11:53. They run some time off the clock. And yes, it's re-stopped at 11:45. Your score 5-9 right now in favor of the Firebirds. Newton will start with it for the Titans. And play is resumed. Newton sends it over to Ripe. Ripe back to no. Fiandaca. It seemed to be going back to Ripe, and no. Now worked over. Gibson tries to fight through some defenders. Sends it back to DiGiovanni. A pass over to Ripe. Sends it over to Fountain. Works her way around. Drives through. Shoots and scores. A nice fake before she puts it top right corner. And suddenly it's a 3-goal game after a nice move by Fountain puts them up to 6. And what a goal there. Just the quick fake, driving the net after being right near the near side of the net. Makes a nice spin move to go past the defender, has it all alone, and after a fake low left side, she brings it up in the top right corner, and there's a full open space. She fires it home, and again, 6-9 now in favor of the Firebirds still, but 3 quick goals doubles the Titans' offensive output from the entire first half, just 3.5 minutes into this third period. So it seems the Titans are not going down without a fight. They have found their offensive game here in the third. Let's see if the Firebirds can hold them off. And sure enough, they're able to gain possession. It's who else but Lefevre drives in herself, sends it over to McDonald, and she works off the Titan defense. Sends it behind. It's Heitschmidt who sends it over to Kim. Or no, that was Nolan who sent it to Kim. Hannah Kim at the top. looking for an opening. And yeah, that's going to be a stick to the head. And Shore is going to have to start from behind Kim. And Kim works it behind once again. Shore still on her. McDonald tries to drive through and just runs directly into Shore. Sure enough, that will be called, and possession goes back. Some on the Carthage bench have their hands on their head. Unbelievable of that call, but it remains as Titans now work it through center. Fiandaca taking it up herself. Sends it over to DiGiovanni, who cuts back, and now sends it over to Gibson. Gibson works it around, and they'll just work behind the net now as Setzler tries a nice shot to the center, but that one leaks through, taken over by Del Valavera, and they will regroup in their defensive zone. And that one works right outside. That was Kuyeva, who just tried to work it out, and great defense there by Fountain, unable to get it past. They will remain possession, though, and still able to walk the line. Sends it over to Heitschmidt, who works it through the middle lane, and she sends it up. Now McDonald works it around, fighting against pressure. And now it's Nolan with it behind the net, sends it all the way up, and that one in the reach of, Lefevre, as Lefevre has it near the top of the zone now. Still working it around, it's Young. Young sent it to Castle, who faces immediate defensive pressure by Shore. Sends it over to McDonald behind the net, and then sends it onto the far side to Kim. Setting a pick was Lefevre, and Kim still trying to work it on, and that's the second time Kim's been caught up high. And it appears, the Titans are going to go a man down. So, a man-up opportunity for the Firebirds here. And sent over. Young works it, just sends it back to Castle. It's going to be a big opportunity for Carthage if they can get another goal and extend the lead back to 4. That's a big confidence booster after allowing 3 in so far in this third. It's Castle, almost had a shot, but Heitschmidt gets it back, and now sent over to the slot. There was a wide open Nolan there, but unable to get it through, and that one was sent over to Castle, and that shot couldn't find its way through either. A good save by Ramirsek, and now the Titans try and drive it out of their own zone, finally able to send it to midfield, and a stretch pass for Fiandaca finds its way. Still working it through, but loses it on the forecheck. Tries to strip it from Kim was Fountain, but Kim works it through midfield. Young with it, working on the Titans defender. Back to Kim. Kim sends it up for Heitschmidt. And now Heitschmidt on the right side, facing the Wesleyan defense. Drives in on Shore, goes to the slot, fires, and that one's saved by Ramirsek. She has come up big so far in this third period for the Titans. Now, still working it and send it all the way back up. And losing it on a pass was Style. McDonald gathers it in the offensive zone, and the Titans are now back to defend. And it's sent up And now just working it around the offensive zone is the Carthage Firebirds. Lefevre sends it over to Nolan. Nolan to McDonald. McDonald to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt behind the net. Looks for a lane, can't find it. Back to McDonald. McDonald surveys. Looks for an opening, can't find anything yet, and just sends it back to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt to the slot, and that pass just a little bit out of the reach of what appeared to be Nolan. And now working it ashore, gets it knocked out of the hands, and that possession will go to Castle and the Firebirds. A great defensive play in the offensive zone by Castle. And she has been a huge piece to the winning side of the Firebirds so far in this one, with 2 goals and some huge defensive plays so far in this one. Again, that defensive play coming in the offensive zone. That one sent over to Heitschmidt, able to keep it in and walks the line, able to keep it in just barely. That cross-crease pass tried to give it a tip-in for Young, and a better pick through was Ramirsek, able to prevent any opportunity. Shore with it, sends it all the way up. And it was a far pass, but more east-west than north-south, as they still have to get it through midfield. Driving now is Setzler. Sends it over to what looks like DiGiovanni. Now holding it behind the net is Gibson. Gibson over to Fountain. Fountain over to Ripe. Ripe sends it in for Setzler. Had an opportunity. Quick turnaround shot and scores! What a quick goal there by Setzler. Avery Setzler, what a goal. Oh, man. Works her way into the slot and can't get a shot away as 2 Firebird defenders are right on her face. Does a quick turnaround and just picks it top right under the bar, and it's 7-9. And the referee's still gathering. A timeout will be called, it appears, by the Firebirds. And you can't blame them at this point. They have overproduced their entire first half in just the third period. 4 straight goals for Wesleyan. And it's suddenly a 2-point game, or excuse me, a 2-goal game with 5 minutes left in the third. And again, some big-time players have still been stepping up for the Firebirds. Again, Castle making some good plays, and Lefevre, while unable to send one home so far in this third period, has gotten some solid chances generated nearly herself. Hannah Kim also been big so far in this third for the Firebirds. A lot of transition for her, but again, the better players so far in here have been the Wesleyan Titans, and they have made it a close one here. Again, Avery Seltzer, a huge goal by here. Quick turnaround shot. Fountain also comes up big in this period, scoring a goal for the Titans as well. And who else but Mia Fiendaka scoring, or excuse me, Setzler with the first goal of this period. So she has 2 in this one. Fiendaka with 1, and Fountain with 1 as well. So 4 goals in this period for the Titans. So again, some big-time players for Wesleyan. Last one we'll go over is Sarah Reapy. She has been pretty good, especially in transition, similar to Hannah Kim for the Carthage Firebirds. Those 2 transition players, big for either side. The center faceoff now will be taken and it's won Not cleanly by either side, still fighting for it. It's hopped up, and eventually gathering it is Heitschmidt for the Firebirds. Working in on Tucker, and just sends it to Nolan. Nolan over to Kim. Castle now with it, just works it near the top. Castle over to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt works around. And still facing hard defense from the Titans. Sends it to the slot, and a good block there. Couldn't get it fully in the stick, but able to make the block save was Ramirsek, and she continues to be perfect in this third period, helping her team stay in it. Again, only a 2-goal differential after the period started with a 6-goal differential. Now Fiendaka working it in, facing the Firebird defense, and still just works it up. That was sent to Newton, who sends it over to Reapy. Reapy over behind for Fountain. Looks for a slot pass. Can't find it. Gibson has it now. Gibson just sends the pass up to Newton. Still looking for a good slot pass or shot. Sends it in, finding DiGiovanni, and can't get a good shot away. So we'll just send it back to the outer boundary around the goal. Fountain with it now behind the net. Looks for a pass, finds it, and still working it on the outside now. It's Reapy. Sends it into the slot. Fiendaka almost had it, but that pass just can't get away, and a couple slashes will give the Firebirds possession once again, but that attempted clear unable, as they too much pressure from the defense of the Titans gives it away once again, and now Fiendaka will regroup in the offensive zone. It's DiGiovanni to Fountain, now to Gibson. Gibson works it around, surveys, looks for a pass, finds it. That one just slightly behind the intended receiver, and the pick by Lefevre just gives it back to Del Valavera, and she surveys, sends up that pass on target, and Nolan will work it through center, sends it over. Wagner with it, lost it for a second, tried to regather it, was sure. It's every which way, and that one's sent out. And possession to the Firebirds, as Tucker was the last one to touch it. That one's sent back, and now regroup are the Firebirds. That pass too high for its target, and Maya couldn't get to it. It's regathered now by the Titans with under 2 left in the third. Still trying to find a lane and can't find it, so now that up to Shore. That pass a little off target, but able to regather was Reapy, and Reapy works on the Firebirds defense, sends it over to DiGiovanni, who whiffs a pass, but able to regather her own whiff and sends it over to Newton. Newton sent it to Gibson. Gibson to Fiendaka, tries to get a shot away, still looking for it, drives through, finds it, fires, and block save there by Del Valavera, able to keep her team in it. That one's sent to DiGiovanni. DiGiovanni back to Fiendaka. Fiendaka tries to send it to the slot, and that one almost sneaked through. That was a pass, and that pass almost leaked through to the net, but goes just wide. And regathering now is the Firebirds. That pass off its target goes by a couple different Wesleyan Titans, and now regrouped. A great play there by Stiles, still trying to keep it in bounds, and now gathered. Still, the ball still flying every which way. Neither team with possession yet. Still on the ground. It seemed to be in possession of the Firebirds, but no, gathering it up is Tucker, and she goes through midfield. Long-range pass finds Fountain, and the Titans are back in the offensive zone. Tries to a centering pass, and that can't get past the Firebird defense. That one does, though. It's sent over to Gibson, and that one a high whack on Gibson. She's looking for it, but it doesn't matter. As the period ends, your score 9 for the Firebirds and 7 for the Titans. 4 straight goals for the Wesleyan Titans in that third period. We'll see what they can do in the fourth and final. We'll be right back with more Illinois Wesleyan women's lacrosse.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And. Here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
And welcome back to the fourth and final period here at Tucci Stadium between Illinois Wesleyan University Titans and the Carthage College Firebirds. It's a 2-goal game with 15 minutes remaining here. We'll see a comeback attempt from the Wesleyan Titans has been solid so far. 4 straight goals since the start of the third period, and after allowing 9 in the first half, a goose egg in the third for Lizzie Ramirsek has turned on the Jets in goal for the Titans, kept her team in it, not allowing a single in that third. If she can continue to produce like that for the Titans, they may have a shot at bringing it back in this one. We'll have to wait and see, as that initial face-off won and taken by Lefevre works her way on the Wesleyan defense, facing harsh pressure and able to pass it off to Nolan. Nolan working her way on Sophie Shore. They're still working it around now. It's McDonald who sends it up to Castle. Castle working her way around. This is the first bit of real offensive zone pressure they have gotten since the first half, and that one stolen by Reapy. Continues to prevent good offensive chances from the Firebirds in this second half, as now it's taken up by Mills. Sends it over to Reapy again. And Reapy works past the midfield. A nice pass to Fiandaka, works it in with the bounce shot, and that one just goes a little bit wide. Fountain tried to gather it, and that one goes out of bounds. Possession will go back to the Titans, although a stoppage of play here. Yes, the possession does go to the Titans as they send it over. Working it around, tries to find the slot and does. Fountain with a quick shot, and that one taken, being fought for, and no. Couldn't keep it in, and trying to push out of bounds, able to stay inside. A great play there as they send it up to Heitschmidt. And Heitschmidt may break some ankles on the way over. It's going to be an odd opportunity for the Carthage Firebirds. However, they opt to just regroup and let their attackers get into the zone. Sending it up now and taking it is Lefevre. And now Castle with it. Castle still looking for an opportunity, and he'll just hand it off essentially to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt working around, can't find an opening. The Wesleyan defense has been strong in this second half. Heitschmidt still working around and can't find it. Kim with it. The offense spreads out a bit for the Firebirds as they try to get more open space to drive through, and Lefevre knocks over Kim. That one sent a little too wide, and that one's going to go out of bounds. That pass by Lefevre too high for Castle, and it's going to be regrouped. Now possession to the Titans. Now knocked off the ball there, but that's going to be called as too rough. And now the Titans will get a little space to work with possession. And play is resumed, sent up to Reapy. And that sent up. Fiandaca works it in. Tries to drive around a couple defenders. We're a little over 3 minutes into this fourth period. No goals so far as both teams have been pretty tight in their play so far to this one. Fiandaca fakes a shot, works around, bounce shot, that one just wide. Good opportunity there for Fiandaca and the Titans. Losing the ball quickly there was the Carthage Firebirds, but they were able to regroup, and now Wagner works it through midfield, but loses it, and Reapy regathers, and now an offensive possession for the Titans once again. That one whacked out of the stick, but regrouping is Fountain, and they will set up again in the offensive zone. Sent through, a quick shot, and what a save. A long stretch pass there for Gibson. She fires a quick shot, and a great save there from Del Valavera. Keeps it a 2-goal affair. Well, after a huge surge in the third from the Titans, neither side has been able to get offense going so far with 4.5 minutes gone in this final frame. It's regathered by the Titans after an offensive push from the Firebirds, and now Sophie Shore works it through, sends it up for Reapy, who crosses midfield and then passes it over to Baez. Sent over to Fountain, works it into the slot. That one sent just wide. It went off of a player in front. Seemed that it was going to trickle in anyway. And a great slot shot there. Trickles just wide. And the Titans will have to regroup in the offensive zone, try and get another opportunity to bring this to a 1-goal game. Sent over for Fiandaca. Dangerous on her stick. Sent over. Fakes a shot, still works around, sent over. And that one by Gibson. Fiandaca shoots, and that one sent just wide. And Wesleyan the closest to it, so they will regain possession. And again, a few really close opportunities there. And shot, score! What did I just say? A couple close opportunities, and sure enough, Sadie Newton right in the slot sends it home. It's a 1-goal game with 9 minutes remaining in this one. It seemed to be down and out for the Titans after down 6, and now after preventing any goals in the third and the start of the fourth, while scoring 5 straight, the Titans have made it a 1-goal game. Well, again, the dominant performance in the first half by the Firebirds seemed to have everyone fooled, myself included. Lefevre was unstoppable, and while she has still been strong in this second half, it seems the Titans have been focusing on her, not preventing her from getting any good shots away, and that has prevented any opportunities for the Firebirds, and a one-goal game is what it is now. And it just leaks into the offensive zone. There are 6 players on each side in the area and almost regathered, still leaking through. It's gathered by the Firebirds, and that pass a little off for McDonald, but she's able to regroup it. Still working it through, cradling it through, and works behind the crease. Sends it over to Nolan, and they can set up in the offensive zone now. As Heitschmidt sends it up to Castle at the top of the zone. Surveying is Castle with 2 Titan defenders on her. Just sends it over, and Kim regathers it. Tries to work her way around, and that one pushed off. 50 seconds left, and that one tried to find, whacks it out, and sure enough, still fighting for it in the slot. Able to regroup is Ramirsek. She gathers it, and those opportunities staved off by the Titans. Style has it. Just works it back, and will send it over to Sophie Shore. Sends it over all the way. Fiandaca working against Kim here, going through midfield, able to fight her way through some pressure. And it's sent over to, Tucker. Tucker still with it, sends it over to Fountain, and with under 8 left, it's a 1-goal game with the Titans in offensive zone, or in the offensive zone. Sends it over, tried to get the pass through to Reapy, and that one broken up. A good defensive play by the Firebirds there as they now cross midfield and now enter the Wesleyan Titans defensive zone. Still driving is McDonald. Facing some defensive pressure still, and a timeout is called with possession in the Wesleyan zone. Again, a 1-goal game. With this timeout, we'll be right back with more Illinois Wesleyan women's lacrosse.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
And we are back. The timeout's still underway here as both teams talk to their players. And no doubt about it, we're over halfway through this final frame. And a big goal, the only one so far in this final frame, coming from Sadie Newton for the Wesleyan Titans, able to put her team within 1 goal. The Firebirds still do have possession and in the offensive zone. Now with just 7 minutes remaining, but with 1 more goal, the Titans can tie it. So it's a close one here. Could be a photo finish between these two teams. A great comeback effort from the Titans, but will it be enough to stop this high-powered offense, specifically Piper Lefevre, who has been dominant for the Firebirds so far today? Again, she has 4 goals on the day. And play is resumed. It's knocked off of the stick of McDonald almost immediately, and now taken through midfield by Tucker for the Titans. Tucker loses it, fights for it still near midfield, and it's regathered. That's sent up to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt works it on the near side, facing some back pressure from Reapy. And now just finds a way around Sophie Shore and now works it behind the net and just kills some more clock off with the lead. Again, they have 70 seconds on the shot clock here. And they might want to take as much of it as they can, as they do still have the lead. Nice spin moves, fires, and what a save from Ramirsek. Followed her the whole way. And now that pass to Tucker. It bobbles it a little bit, but able to regather, and that one's sent up, and that one just goes off the stick of Sophie Shore. It's going to be an odd man opportunity, in all alone, and that one, no use for Heitschmidt. Almost had a breakaway opportunity, and that one trickled wide. It's going to be possession to the Firebirds, as they start at 5:35 left in this one now. As McDonald takes it for the Firebirds, sent up to Lefevre. Lefevre tries to work it around. Long range shot, and that one's saved. Regathered, and it's just given to the crease as Ramirsek takes it. Long range shot, that one better handled, and sure enough, it's brought through midfield. Sent up, that one on the stick. A whack at it, but nothing happens. Interference is called. And the Titans are going to be one up with one down on the scoreboard. That's going to be a huge opportunity, having an extra woman on the field with this 1-goal deficit. This could be the turning point of the game. It's taken. Sent up to who else but Fiandaca. Now to Setzler. Setzler with multiple goals on the day as well. It's still being worked around by the Titans. It's Gibson with it now. Sends it to the slot. Couldn't get a clean shot away, and it's taken by the Firebirds. 4:30 left, but it's regathered by Fiandaca. A good strip by the Titans as they continue to battle up one with players, down one on the scoreboard. Sends it through, finds a way, turnaround shot right into the netting for Del Lavera. A great save. Tried the quick turnaround shot, and it was no use. Now still facing some pressure. That one will possession given back to the Firebirds. And that one's sent up. Under 4 remaining. There was a great comeback effort by the Titans in this game, but will they fall one short as they still trail by one with just over 3:30 remaining in this game? She seems to have a step and doesn't drive to the front of the net. Just sets it up for her team. Castle with it now at the top. And we'll just bleed some time off the clock. They got plenty to waste. Lefevre just circles a few times. Sends it over to Heitschmidt, who just works it behind the net. They send it over. It's Kim with it. Loses it. It's still trickling loose. No one has it yet. It's popped up. Gathering and finally seemed to have possession for a second. It's raised up and now finally gathered is Sadie Newton as she works down the far side. Stretch pass, able to connect with Setzler. As she works her way through multiple defenders, she able to keep it on the stick. Sends it over, and that pass just wide. Is it going to go out of bounds? It does. That pass just a little too far for DiGiovanni, and that might be a nail with just 2.5 minutes remaining in this game. Long-range pass stolen by Reapy. That could prove costly. A nice pass to Fountain, just wide. Goes just over the net. There seems to be anxiously waiting for the call here. And a timeout given to the Titans. That shot by Fountain, a great passing play as Gibson worked it to Fountain, and she had a quick turnaway shot. She had room at the top of the net, but if it's the net 6 foot tall, she shot 7 feet tall, just a bit high on that shot, and you were that close to tie in this game with just 2 minutes left. When we come back, the finale of this closely knit game here on Illinois Wesleyan's Women Lacrosse.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
And we are back with 2:04 left in the final frame. Both teams breaking off from their timeouts, and the action-packed final frame continues here at Tucci Stadium. This has been a hard-fought battle all day, and after dominating the first half, the Firebirds have been unable to get one past Remirsik here in the second half. However, the 5 goals from the Titans might be too little too late, as despite them dominating in this second half, they have just one left to tie it as play is resumed. A few passing plays on the outer side, looking for an opportunity. It's sent over to DiGiovanni, now working it behind. It's sent over to Gibson. Gibson works it, looks for a pass, finds it in the slot, tries to shoot, and a few bodies go toppling over each other. Fountain with the shot attempt, couldn't get a good shot opportunity. And sure enough, it looks like it's going to be a free position shot for Carly Fountain. She works her way in, shoots off the post, fires again, just wide. What an opportunity for Carly Fountain there. Unable to get it past, and Wesleyan has to regroup once again. Still in the offensive zone. That one goes off. Fountain able to keep possession. Now it's DiGiovanni, sends it over to Gibson. Gibson takes a stick up high, no call. Sends it over to Fountain, a couple whacks at it, and that one will be called. And after Gibson took one up high, Carly Fountain is going to have another free position opportunity, her second in the last 30 seconds. Could this be the tying goal? She starts, she shoots, it's saved! Del Valle keeps her team up 1, as after a strong push from the Titans, Fountain on 2 different free position opportunities. She can't fire either one home, and the Firebirds continue to have the lead. There's just 40 seconds left in this one. That one seemed to be broken up, still being fought for. Piper Lefevre able to take it. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Firebirds. Sending it over. It's an open shot. Fires. Scores! Emma McDonald, her first of the day, puts her team up by 2, and that should do it. The Firebirds take a 2-goal lead with under 30 seconds remaining in the final frame. And the biggest shout out has to go to Del Valle, keeping her team in it on her own end, making save after save, multiple free position shots, and neither can find their way past. Finally, after catching it, sends it up, and being fought for by multiple Titan defenders and Firebird forecheckers, finally taken up by who else but Piper Lefevre. Brings it up all her own. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity. Sends it over to McDonald all alone. Makes a move and just fires it past. Puts her team up by 2. And with under 30 seconds left, barring a miracle, that should do it for the Firebirds. Fiandaca tried to get it. Now it's taken by Newton. They're going to have to get something done fast if they want any. Newton gets interfered with and will have a free position shot with just 13 seconds remaining. If you want any chance of getting back into this, this has to be in. If you miss this shot, it's still a 2-goal lead with barely any time remaining. You will have to score this if you want to go up and have a possibility of tying this for the Titans. Working in. And possibly started too early. Working it now. It's Newton. A few positions get swapped for the Firebirds. And Newton still has it for the free position shot. Works her way in. Fires. Saved by Del Valle, and that's gonna do it with just 5 seconds remaining. They will just take it, work it around. The Titans get possession, but it won't matter. That's the game, and Del Valle wins it for her team in net. What a performance by her to keep her team up. Facing an incredible comeback attempt by the Wesleyan Titans, it's no use after a great performance in net by Del Valle. Her team takes it. Your final score, 10 for the Carthage Firebirds, 8 for the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. That's gonna do it here from Tucci Stadium. Once again, your final score, 10 for the Carthage College Firebirds, 8 for the Illinois Wesleyan University Titans. Thank you so much for joining us here for this game. Once again, I am Dylan Skeen, your commentator for this game, and we'll hope to see you back here at Tucci Stadium for the next one.